Presenting the Adventures of Aethelflaed, with Ashley as Imgur the dwarf, and Danielle as our hero, Aethelflaed the halfling. Tonight's adventure, Trouble in the Tower. It is the 10th of 6th month, 2007. Aethelflaed, you and your friends have just gone to bed after doing some shopping for magical items and discussing important business. When you arrive in your room in the Pilgrim's Rest, however, you find a note has been slipped under the door. It reads, "Noticed you checking out the can't signs. Not a good town for us. High risk, low reward. But if you want work, mark this note. We'll contact later tonight. If you can't read, don't hand this note over to someone else." Wait, you can't read that either. Never mind. Now you know that you can mark this note with the proper sign and leave it protruding from under the door, indicating that you are available for paid thieves' work. Alternatively, you could leave it or destroy it and decline. What do?
I'm going to mark it.
All right, you mark the note and leave it under the door and go to bed. But you are awakened around midnight by a gentle knocking on your door.
Ooh.
You just stay in the bed?
Yeah. No, I'm going to answer the door. Sorry.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Aethelflaed goes to the door, and what do?
I open it.
A female dwarf slides into the room. She has dark skin, black hair, and brown eyes. She looks around the room cautiously, adjusts her rough leather armor, gestures for silence, and closes the door. The dwarf looks around the room again, and then turns her attention to you.
I left you the note. You said you were interested in work. Are you still interested in work tonight?
Well, yeah. What do you have for me? And by the way, what's your name?
I am Imgra.
Hi, Imgra. I'm Aethelflaed.
Nice to meet you, Aethelflaed.
So what kind of work do you have?
We will be stealthily entering the Tower of Florelia.
May I ask why? Well, what's the purpose?
I've been hired to get some information from Florelia's tower. Of course, you would also be welcome to any percentage of valuable objects we might obtain in the tower. But ideally, we'll be looking through documents and drawers and things.
Oh, may I ask what we would be looking for specifically, or?
I know what I'm looking for. You're just there to help me get in quietly and unseen.
I guess I will. Sure, why not?
I like your spirit.
Imgra, here's what you know so far. You know that the tower has 5 interior floors, plus a covered observation level at the top. Based on the lights that you've observed in the windows over the past few days, you think Florelia's apartment is on the 3rd floor. You know the bottom floor contains a library and a meeting room, and there are always 2 guards protecting the stairs leading upward. Getting in won't be easy, but you know that the tower was only built recently, and its defenses may not yet be complete. So I presume you want to go to the square in the middle of town and actually look at the tower area.
Yeah, sounds good.
The tower stands nearly in the middle of the town square. The settlement is quiet and dark around you. You can see a single guard walking around the outside of the town, carrying a torch, maybe 200 feet away from you. There are no windows on the 1st floor of the tower, but light comes out of windows on the 2nd floor, and a dim light from the 5th floor. There is no light visible on the 3rd floor, and the 4th floor has no windows.
I turn to Imgra and say, who's in the tower right now? Anyone we should worry about?
Well, I know that Florelia is likely in her tower. However, she should be asleep if she felt like wine tonight. There are 2 guards on the 1st floor. I do not know if there are guards throughout the rest of the tower.
How do you plan to get in?
I have more wine for the guards on the 1st floor. However, I am not one to convince anyone to drink something. I would be fine with climbing to the 2nd story window.
I could go ahead and give that a shot.
You want to try climbing?
Yeah.
The tower is dwarven stonework, and it's very smooth. So it's not just a simple matter of automatically climbing. So who's going to go up the tower, and are you taking a rope with you, or what's the plan? Who's going first?
I do have rope.
Okay. So in terms of height, so she's a little taller
Yes.
than I am?
Yes.
Now, I also might be able to jump and let a rope down for her.
You could do that, right?
Okay.
I'm a dwarf, so I'm not super
you're
high.
Not real tall, not
so
real
I don't
tall.
know if 7, 8 feet is enough to get into the next story? Is that...
Now, you do notice there are buildings around, and if you could get to the roof of one of the other nearby buildings, you could try to jump horizontally across onto the tower. But that would be a pretty long jump as opposed to a high jump.
Alternatively, I have rope and pythons.
Using pythons would be probably noisy.
Yeah, they would probably know that that's happening to the wall.
Let's see. So high jump. When you make a high jump, you leap into the air in a number of feet equal to 3 plus your strength modifier. If you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump. So basically, if you do a running jump, you can jump 3 feet plus your strength modifier. What's your strength modifier?
2.
2. So you could jump
or
5.
1, sorry.
No, 1. You could jump 4 feet. If you triple that, you could jump 12 feet with the jump spell.
Okay. So that seems like it would be high enough.
Yep. Or you could just try climbing, but you'd need to make a climb check, an athletics check, basically.
I would like to jump.
So Imgra casts jump and then jumps 12 feet up. And what are you looking to grab onto? Are you looking to grab onto a second floor window? Or
I'm going to want to grab onto the window ledge and sort of peek into the room. I do have dark vision,
right.
So even if it's not lit on that floor, I should be able to see into it.
And Aethelflaed, are you keeping watch, or are you keeping an eye on her, or what are you doing?
I keep watch just to make sure that she made the jump.
Okay.
And I presume she was successful.
She was. She jumps up. You don't need to make a check or anything. She grabs onto the a second floor window ledge. So the windows on this floor, there are 2 large windows that dominate the east side of the tower. And as you peek inside through the windows, you can see that there are stairs that lead down to the first floor, and they can be accessed from a door on the north side of the room. And then there are also stairs leading up to the third floor that are on the south side of the room. In the middle of the room is a large but inexpensive-looking table. Frankly, it looks kind of cheap, covered with a map. On the west wall stands a desk with scrolls and scroll tubes piled on top of it. There's a young man sitting at the desk, furiously copying a scroll. He's focused on his work and has taken no notice of you. In fact, he's across the room. You're at the east side, looking in the windows. He's across the room on the west side at this desk facing the wall. So he has taken no notice of you.
So I guess, if you'd like to throw down a rope, I'll climb up. Do I need to do a check for that?
Well, she needs to tie the rope onto something or do something with it to help you climb up. I mean, I guess if you wanted to make a strength check, I would let her hold on to the rope and hold on to the ledge at the same time while you climb up to the ledge. That would also be acceptable if Imgra wants to make a strength check.
Imgra's deciding what she's supposed to do about this guy who's really busy in the corner.
Looks like a young half-elf.
She leans out to the window and puts her finger to her lips, make the universal sign of shh.
Okay.
And she pulls herself up onto the window ledge, trying to be very quiet.
Okay. The jump spell, how long does that last? I was just going to point out that if the jump spell, depending on how long it lasts, you could try jumping up another floor if you wanted to, if there are windows above. Jump. Duration, 1 minute. Yeah, so you have time. You could, if you wanted to, try to jump up another floor. The third floor is the floor above you.
Okay. I am going to then pull myself up so that I can jump again to try and get to the third floor, which is Florelia's floor.
Right, that's right.
And the dark floor.
That's right. So above you, you can see there are 2 windows. They're not as big as the window that you're grabbing onto the ledge for right now. Mm-hmm. There are 2 windows separated by a bit of wall. But again, if you can jump 12 feet, you can get up there with a little difficulty.
Do I look like I can fit in those windows?
It would be a tight squeeze.
Okay.
But you could probably do it.
Aethelflaed will be just fine then.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so you're going to jump again?
Yes.
All right. So you make another jump. Let me make sure that the half-elf doesn't notice anything. Nope. So you jump again and grab onto the ledge, and I presume you pull yourself up and look inside again?
Yes.
So you look inside this room, and this room is lit by only the slightest nighttime sunlight coming in through the eastern windows. Inside, an elven woman, who you presume to be Florelia, is kneeling on a rug on the floor, leaning backward on some kind of wooden support. She has a white paste of some kind all over her face and 2 cucumber slices over her eyes, and there's a wand on the floor next to her. Also in the room are a small cot with a wooden table next to it. There's a single glass of wine sitting on the table, apparently untouched, next to a spellbook. Other items in the room include a large wooden armoire, a silver mirror on the wall, and several sets of robes hanging from hooks. To the north of this room is a set of stairs leading up to the 4th floor. There are 2 windows in the east wall. You're hanging onto one of them. And between them is some sort of small room, probably a powder room. There is a door to the west as well, so there must be a smaller room on this level that you can't see into through the door to the west. You're hanging onto these windows in the east.
Okay. I'm a little more intimidated by Florelia than I am of the half-elf.
That's probably prudent.
So can I drop back down to half-elf level?
You can. You could also look up. I'll mention that if you look up to the 4th floor, there are no windows on that floor.
Yeah.
You could try to jump and grab on using basically an athletics check, but there's no easy handhold.
I don't want to try and fall 4 stories down a tower.
Great. So you're going to drop back down to the 2nd level?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do now?
It's a good question. I'm new to the sneaky stuff, and Imgra is not a very good spy.
Well, should I present some options? There's the window. There are the 2 windows, actually.
Mm-hmm.
You're pretty sure they're locked, but you could try to pick the lock and sneak inside. You could fit through these windows pretty easily if you could get them open.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, they do open. They are windows that can be open. They're not fixed in place. But you could try to enter through the windows. You could drop back down to the ground and try something different altogether. Run over to a building and try to leap over somehow. What would you like to try?
Do we have anything that would silence the half-elf if I got inside?
Aside from knocking him unconscious?
With like one really, really good hit?
I suppose. You don't. I don't think you have anything else that would help with that. I mean, I suppose you could try to sneak up and gag him, or something like that. I can't think of anything else.
Okay. I'm like, I don't want to hurt Aethelflaed. I'm not dedicated to Imgra or anything.
Aethelflaed is standing down below. You can see Aethelflaed. You can see the dwarf is just perched on the 2nd floor windowsill. I assume you're standing on it now. There's no reason not to. He still has his back to you. The dwarf is standing on the 2nd floor windowsill, just looking into the room, seemingly pondering. Did you decide if she had a beard to stroke?
She definitely has a beard to stroke.
She has a beard to stroke. She is stroking her beard.
It is braided on 2 sides.
All right. She has a braided beard, which she is stroking in thoughtful reflection.
Okay. Imgra is going to try and lockpick the window.
So you need to add your proficiency bonus plus your dexterity bonus. Your proficiency bonus should be listed somewhere on that character sheet. I have no idea where.
It's 2.
2. Okay, great.
Okay. Good old total of 11.
No, this one's lock seems to elude you. The half-elf does not turn around.
Okay. Is she able to tie anything, the rope to anything? Like, does the window look sturdy or have a handle or anything? Or is she better off probably holding it?
Handles on the outside. You're basically slipping your tools through the crack around the window and attempting to jimmy the lock.
Okay.
You could try the other window. You haven't tried unlocking that one yet. I suppose you could try breaking through or something dramatic like that, but you probably don't want to do that.
No, that would make a lot of noise. I guess I'll try the other window.
All right.
This time total of 15.
You just do it. You just barely unlock that window. And Aethelflaed, you can see the dwarf unlock one of the windows. And again, the half-elf does not turn around.
Imgra is going to open the window.
Okay.
Quietly and slowly.
All right. I'm going to have you make a stealth check.
Okay. 18.
18.
Plus
Oof.
6, actually. So apparently I'm super stealthy.
You're extremely stealthy, yes. You silently open the window, and you can slip inside if you want to try to find something to tie this to.
I do that.
So you are now inside the 2nd floor.
What looks good to tie things
I'm
to?
looking to see what else is in here. Well, there's this table in the middle of the room. There are actually hooks that the window, when you close the window and lock it, there are hooks that the lock mechanism latches onto. You could tie the rope onto one of those. You think it would probably be sturdy enough for a little halfling.
And I don't have to close the window to...
No, the hooks are now exposed and easier to tie things onto, in fact, because the window is not closed.
Okay. I will tie the rope onto the hooks. Do I need to make a check for my tying abilities?
Make an easy check, sure.
Okay.
Intelligence
16.
check. 16? Oh, yeah, it's solid.
Okay.
Aethelflaed, you may now climb up the tower if you want.
Do I have to do a...
You don't need to do a check or anything.
Okay.
It's with the rope and no frightening blobs or unsteady lake below you. It's pretty easy to climb up this this surface.
Okay, I do that then.
All right, you climb up. Now you're both by the window inside this room, and this half-elf is furiously scribbling. You can see he has 3 sets of scrolls that he is copying onto.
I look over to Imgra and kind of silently motion, what do you want to do next?
I take out my flask of sleep wine and I point to it, and then I put my hands together next to my cheek to mime sleeping, and then I point to the half elf. Hopefully she catches on that I am going to force that down his throat.
Okay.
All right. Now, keep in mind, the half-elf is sitting currently, so he's right about at your level. However, if you were to stand up, it would be difficult for you to do that. And either way, this is going to be a sort of grapple check to force this down his throat.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to sneak up behind him and then grapple him while trying to cover his mouth.
Right.
And hopefully, Aethelflaed, with our forces combined, we can make that happen.
Okay.
And then we can get the wine down his throat.
All right.
To get him to sleep.
All right, so I want you both to make stealth checks and sneak over to him. He's going to use his passive perception to see if he hears anything.
Okay.
Oh. 20.
20.
And I have a 7.
Oh my goodness! And what happened with Imgra?
Imgra rolled a 1.
Oh no!
With her +6 to stealth, she rolled a 1.
The half elf jerks his head for a moment and looks toward the door leading downstairs. And he just looks at the door. But he does not look at you. And he watches the door for a moment and then goes back to copying. Aethelflaed, you have frozen sort of in the middle of the floor, sneaking over to him. Imgra, I'm going to let you make another try, but his suspicion is aroused.
Okay. I will make another try.
All right.
It's going to be better.
All right. It pretty much has to be.
This time it's going to be a total of 19.
Even though he is now actively more alert, he does not notice. So you both sneak up right behind him.
And she's holding the
wine.
The flask.
Yes.
Wine. Okay. Maybe.
I'm like miming like a bear hug kind of motion.
So we're both gonna grapple him, right? So he's gonna be like covered in dwarf and halfling.
Okay.
All right.
If
Yeah,
that's what
I'll
the plan
do that.
is.
Yeah.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to roll for initiative, and we're going to do this properly, which means this initiative is terrible. So you guys go ahead and roll.
I have advantage on initiative?
That's right.
Okay.
But the first round of initiative, he won't get to do anything.
I got a 2 and a 3, so.
I have,
Even with your dex bonus?
I mean, with my dex bonus, then it's a 5.
5.
Is my
And
highest.
Aethelflaed?
I rolled a 13 with dexterity of 3.
16. It's going to be Aethelflaed and then this guy and then Imgra, except that this first round he doesn't get to do anything. Aethelflaed, you attempt to tackle him. Make your grapple check. So this is a strength athletics check, and then he opposes it with either athletics or acrobatics. In his case, it would be... they're both terrible. Acrobatics, I guess.
Okay, so athletics is going to be 0.
Okay. Ready?
20.
Oh, goodness. Aethelflaed takes a flying leap at his head and grabs him, has his head solidly in her arms, and he attempts to twist and evade, but he doesn't stand a chance. She's got a strong hold on him. So, Imgra, go ahead and make your grapple attack.
Okay. All right, and it's plus my strength, so... Or it's an athletics check.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a total 15.
All right. He is now somewhat able to squirm away from you. You've got a loose hold on him, but together the two of you do have him restrained. The first round, you've managed to restrain him. Imgra, your hold on him is looser than you would like. It's now the first round of actual initiative when he would get to respond. He hasn't been able to do anything yet, except for try to slip away. Aethelflaed, what do you want to do?
I have both arms around him.
Yep.
Right, so I'm
You've
fully
got him
occupied.
really, he's constrained. He can't get out of this chair. He can't get up. I'll even say, with as well as you rolled, you can cover his mouth if you want.
Okay.
You just want to maintain that grapple?
I want to maintain the grapple and just motion to her to let go and try to put the potion down his mouth.
So go ahead, Imgra, and make a, let's say this is a strength check to pour the potion down his mouth.
Okay. All right, then that is a 13.
All right, you beat him. You pour the enhanced wine down his mouth. And
Pinch his nose.
You pinch his nose. Oh, yeah. He fails his saving throw. And as you pour it down his throat, he gets groggier and sleepier looking and slumps in the chair.
Do I know how long my potion lasts?
You don't know exactly. It would vary with the person, but probably several hours.
I help lay his body over the desk like he fell asleep.
All right. You sprawl his body across the desk. You can see that, as I said, there are 3 scrolls on this desk. Just a glance at them suggests they're probably something magical. What do you want to do now? He's out.
I'm going to investigate the scrolls on the desk first.
What's your Oh, actually, I've got your investigation bonus. Your investigation bonus is 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Aethelflaed, are you also investigating?
Yes.
So the desk mostly contains project management details. Imgra, you find that there are lists of supplies to be ordered, lists of supplies already ordered, and details of how construction of the local aqueduct is going. It looks like construction will be finished within a few months, probably, thanks to the use of both golems and dwarves. There are a couple of references to research being done to improve the speed and efficiency of the stonework using some kind of new golem, but there are no details here. There's also a map on the table. Aethelflaed, you check out the map and find that it depicts the nearby region around New Tower and the path of the current aqueduct. It also shows the path of 2 potential aqueducts that could reach nearby Dengren and Feldkirk. And then there's a pin stuck into the map labeled New Settlement? ? That's stuck into the map in the area between Feldkirk and Dengren, where there is currently nothing more than a seasonal encampment for nomadic cattle ranchers and military cavalry training. And here is a copy of the map.
Where this little tent thing is?
That's right.
Okay.
So there's a pin in the map there that says New Settlement? ? The lists of supplies are what you would expect. Quantities of stone, wood for supports, food for workers, that sort of thing.
And what was the half-elf copying? Were these magic scrolls?
Yes. Apparently he was practicing a spell. If either of you wants to make an Arcana check, you try to figure out what it is.
Yes. I got 6.
You want to try it?
Yep. 9.
You're both not really sure. You think it probably has something to do with fire.
I take the scrolls.
All right. They're not complete spell scrolls, but a wizard somewhere might be interested in them, I suppose. So what's the plan?
I'm going to search the rest of the room or investigate the rest of the room.
There really isn't anything else of interest in here. Except for the stairs leading up and down. There are stairs leading to the first floor on the north side of the room, and then stairs leading up to the third floor on the south side of the room.
And this is just a one-room floor?
Yeah, the whole floor is one floor is one large room with a table, a desk. There are some scrolls and scroll tubes piled on top of the desk. Some writing utensils. That's it.
Is there anything inside the desk?
No, it doesn't have any drawers or anything. It's really just a table for writing on. All the interesting stuff is piled on top of it.
Do I know anything about this half-elf, like who he is or why he's here?
No, you're not really sure. Aethelflaed, you think maybe he might be some kind of apprentice wizard, but you really don't know exactly his relationship. You've seen him come in and out of the tower before, but you're not sure who he is.
Okay. In terms of the volume of our voices, we should still probably whisper, right? We're probably within earshot of everything.
There is a door blocking the stairs going up and down, right? So it should be possible if you whisper to be unheard.
Okay. I turn over to Imgra and say, what do you know about these scrolls?
See magic.
Okay. So what do we do now? Who are we bringing them to?
Imgra smiles because the scrolls are not the end of her mission. But she says, floor above us is Florelia. Floor below us is guards. We go up. Florelia maybe still doing beauty routine, maybe asleep. don't know. Down, guards probably awake.
I look a little worried and say, are we doing anything with Florelia? Are we jumping out the window?
Not ready to jump out the window.
I look a little worried here.
Well, that's prudent. All right. Well, you can go up to the door, up the stairs. What do you want to do?
From my pre-investigation of this tower, do I think that I should be searching the first floor since it's like a library?
The first floor has a library that anyone could get to either by being a registered wizard or by paying a fee. There's nothing really valuable to you there.
Is the door locked?
The door going up?
The door that would take the people from the first floor to my floor.
Oh, the door from the first floor to the second floor. Yes, it is locked, but from your side.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
The guards couldn't get in unless they had a key, which they might have, but it is locked from your side.
Are there any chairs or anything I can put up against the door?
Yeah, there's the chair that the half-elf was sitting in. You could put that up against the door.
Is there anything else?
You could put the table and the desk up against the door. Are you doing anything with the map?
I'm gonna copy the map.
Okay, you copy the map.
And I will also put a table, the one that he's not slumped over,
Right.
up against the door.
Okay, you put all the furniture up against the door.
I am now going to check the door to the stairs that go up.
Okay. You listen to it but hear nothing.
Is it locked?
It is not locked.
I'm going to open the door quietly.
You see stairs going up
And a door.
and a door at the top.
Is there any light that I can see from coming from underneath that door?
None.
Not even maybe that night light that I saw before? Or would I not be able to tell?
None at all. No light.
Okay. I am going to go up the stairs.
All right, you walk up the stairs. Are you attempting to be stealthy?
Oh, yes.
All right. Go ahead and roll stealth checks.
Rolled a 9.
11.
7, so 16.
You climb up the stairs. You reach the third floor. There is a door at the top of the stairs. And I'm guessing, let's just to speed things along, you check to see if it's locked. It is not.
I listen up against the door.
Neither of you hears anything at the door.
Do I see any light now that I'm closer?
No, there is no light coming in under this door.
Okay.
Not even that dim light that was coming in through the windows into Florelia's room from the night sun. No light at all.
I am going to open the door. Stealthily, of course.
All right.
As quietly as I can.
You open the door, and there is a room here. You can sense that this room is small, but there is no light at all. It is completely dark.
What can I see with my dark vision?
So the only light that you can get with your dark vision is what comes in from the floor below. So there's a little bit of light coming in that way. You can see that it's a small room, but even with your dark vision, it is so dark in here that you ought to, if you want to see anything, you're going to have to turn on some source of light.
Okay.
But you don't hear anything. You get the sense this is a relatively small room and probably not the same room that you saw Florelia in earlier.
My drift globe, is the light on that very bright, or is it?
It has two settings. It has ordinary light, and then it has extremely bright, like sun bright. So you can turn it on to its ordinary setting, and it would be like a torch.
Okay. I am going to got my drift globe.
All right, you light up your drift globe. The door opens onto a small room taking up perhaps a third of this level of the tower. A quill, an ink pot, and a single sheet of parchment are neatly arranged on a desk next to the wall on the west side of this room. There are 2 drawers on either side of the desk. There are also 2 small bins on the desk, one labeled in, the other out. The in box is empty. The out box has 2 rolled up scrolls in it. And to the east is a closed door.
I'm going to start with going through the things on top of the desk.
You find a sheet of parchment on the desk is blank. Nothing has been written on it. In the out box, you find these 2 scrolls. I'll leave it up to you whether you want to read them out loud for the sake of the listener or the sake of Aethelflaed.
I will, because otherwise I'd be silently reading them to myself right now. The first one says, Minister K. Jimperer.
It's Klemperer.
Oh.
Sorry.
It's a big space.
Yeah, sorry. It's this weird font. Try again.
Minister Klemperer. I really do not want to hear any more about your research ideas. They sound dangerous and are probably illegal. I think foresight is probably a myth, but that is no reason to run about breaking things to see what happens. Who knows what Mun will do if he hears about this? No more messages. I suggest you abandon the entire project, but if you want support, go through the proper channels, up to First Minister Sturm if you must. I will not offer you even the slightest bit of aid or cover. I will offer you neither supplies nor staff. Signed, Minister Florelia, Administrator, New Tower Project. And I am not reading these in Imgra's voice because we're being silent, so I'm letting Aethelflaed read over my shoulder.
Good idea.
Or under your shoulder.
Fair enough. The second one is Minister Sturm. I hope your eminence's health has improved. I have heard that you are attended by excellent clerics and physicians. We all wish you the best. We are proceeding with aqueduct construction at an increasingly rapid pace. Its completion cannot come too soon for this area. The land is parched despite a recent heavy rainfall. What the farmers need is a reliable source of water. News from Dingren suggests circumstances are becoming dire. Once New Tower is supplied, we'll continue construction westward as far as we can. Dingren's mayor continues to be suspicious of our intentions. There are too many years of conflict for her to believe that we are trying to help. If another river breaks, we will have to start sharing our recent construction advances. Or a world refugee crisis could begin, and the results would be difficult to manage. The arcane instruction program here is also growing rapidly. We must have attracted every promising child sorcerer and self-taught hedge wizard for 500 miles. I think our program could be a model for other settlements. All of this is possible thanks to your generous funding. Think what we could do here with more resources. The Auto Dwarf program is close to a breakthrough. We are going to change the world, maybe even save the world. Please convey our thanks to the cabinet and the First Circle and let them know of our accomplishments. Yours in longevity, Florelia.
And I should point out that you know that Minister Sturm is the first minister of the magistracy. He's sort of like the prime minister.
Okay. And do I know who Minister Klimperer is?
You've heard that name before, but you're not sure.
I think the Auto Dwarf program is the new constructs they're been talking about before?
You've never heard of the Auto Dwarf program, but it could be a new construct.
Okay. And these were in the outbox?
Correct.
Okay. Do I know who the Dingren mayor is?
No, you don't remember her name off the top of your head.
This is part of the Free Cities
That's
as
right.
opposed to
Dengren is one of the Free Cities. It's an area that's been particularly hard hit by the breaking of the river because it has affected rainfall and harmed their crops. What's next?
I'm going to open the drawers.
You open the door. All right.
Drawers.
What's that?
The drawers.
The drawers. Oh, I thought you said the door. I was going to say, that's very brave of you. All right. All right, so the drawers are locked.
I'm going to try and pick the locks.
Okay. Make a lock check.
Well, that was terrible. This
Okay.
one.
The lock on the left defies your attempt.
Can I give it a try?
Sure.
All right. Ooh, 1.
Nope. This must be a tough lock.
For the right lock, I got 7.
That one is also still locked.
Okay.
Aethelflaed, you want to give it a try?
Sure. 7.
Yeah, these locks are unusually tough.
Can I use my crowbar to force it open?
You're going to try to force the drawers open?
Yes.
Now that will probably be noisy.
Yes.
Make a strength check.
18 plus
All right, you force it open. You don't hear any noises coming from the other room. You force the left drawer open, and inside is a little sack, little cloth sack.
What's in it?
Inside are 73 gold pieces.
I take them. I'm going to do the same thing with the other drawer. This time I just got a 9.
A 9?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And you hear a voice from the other room saying, Hendrik, is that you?
I freeze.
I told you not to disturb me. Go back downstairs and finish your copying.
I make the sound of going downstairs.
Okay.
Do I know if I've gotten the information that was needed of me?
You've got some pretty valuable information so far.
Okay.
You don't know if that's everything there is to get, but you've gotten some pretty valuable information. The only thing that you really don't have any information on that you've gotten some hints about is this construct or the auto dwarf. You're not sure what that's all about. But other than that, you've got some information that you didn't have before.
Okay.
The drawer, you've got it almost forced open. It's not quite all the way there.
Trying to see if there's a quieter way to open it now, other than trying to pick the lock again.
I could give it a try again, or
I'd let you try again with disadvantage now. I mean, it'd be worth
Okay.
another try, but
right.
you disadvantage because the lock is damaged and you tried it once before. So go ahead and give it a try. Roll 2d20 and take the lowest.
Ooh, 4.
Nope. And you added your thieves tools ability to it. So your thief tools ability is your proficiency bonus, which for you might be only +1 because
2.
2. Okay, 2, and then add your dexterity bonus to that.
3, so 5.
5.
Yeah. Still
12.
like 12.
12?
Yeah.
No, it's still locked.
Since the door is somewhat open, can I see if there's anything in there?
You see the glint of something metallic inside, but you can't tell what it is.
Is it open just enough that I could slip my hand in there? Or is it...
No, it's just the tiniest of cracks. Even your
Ah.
little halfling hand can't quite fit through.
Okay. I turn to Ingra and say, what do you think it is?
Shrug. Trying to decide whether it's worth it to keep trying to open it or not.
So I'm asking Ingra, based on the notes, does this have anything to do with why we're here? These 2 letters? Do you know what's behind this settlement that they're building?
Imgra nods and then shrugs.
Imgra's being very quiet.
She's really good at being quiet.
Yes.
She puts the crowbar into the broken drawer to try and open it, but she's going to be kind of gentle with it.
Okay. All right. So give it one more strength check.
Ooh, nope, 1.
Oof.
Yeah.
No. Well, the good news is that there's no noise from the other room. Apparently, Florelia did not hear that.
Okay. Can we both do it and try?
You could try it together.
Okay. So we both roll?
Well, actually, just one of you choose one of you to roll. Whoever has the better strength bonus, and I'll let you have advantage on it. Since you're
My
both...
strength is 0.
Okay. Well, Imgra, you make an advantaged strength roll if you're both going to try pulling on it.
Okay. 20.
So, again, you hear no noise from the other room, and the drawer pops out.
Okay. I check what's in it.
So inside is maybe a larger than normal letter opener or a smaller than normal dagger.
Does it look expensive?
It looks extremely expensive. It looks silver.
I take it.
All right. And there are also 2 platinum coins.
Take those 2.
That's all that's in there.
Is there anything else of interest in this little room?
There are a couple paintings of landscapes on the wall.
I investigate to see if there's anything behind them.
No, nothing behind them except stone. There's a nice carpet on the floor, or a nice rug, I should say. There's a nice rug on the floor.
I search every corner of the room.
All right, I'll let you both make investigation checks. You're both pretty thorough. You don't find anything else. You do hear the sound occasionally of gentle breathing from the room next door.
Okay.
Very relaxed, rhythmic breathing.
So not snoring?
No.
Okay.
But not the sound of someone doing active things, someone doing something relaxed, someone breathing in a rhythmic pattern.
Okay.
I'm going to try the door.
All right, the door is unlocked.
And also, I'm going to put my drift globe out.
Are you going to open it?
Yes.
All right, I'd like you both to make stealth checks. We'll let this apply for a little while here.
18 plus 6.
All right. Aethelflaed?
9 plus 7.
16?
16.
All right. Yep. So you both peer into the room as Imgra opens it. An elven woman kneels on a rug on the floor. Again, she's leaning on that wooden support of some kind, and she still has all that stuff on her face. And she still has a wand on the floor next to her. There's the small cot with a wooden table next to it, and a glass of wine on the table, apparently untouched, and a spell book. There's a large wooden armoire. There's a silver mirror on the wall. Several sets of robes hanging from hooks. To the north is a set of stairs leading up to the 4th floor. There are 2 medium-sized windows in the east wall, and behind them is that small room that's probably a powder room. And there's a door to the west as well. That's the door that you're looking through right now. And she does not seem to have taken notice of your presence or the fact that you have opened the door. And there's nothing but midnight sunlight coming in through the window. Other than that, the room is dark.
I motion over to Ingra silently with my arms up, saying, what do we do? And then I point over to Florelia and ask if we do the same thing that we did to the half-elf with the sleep wine. So I point at her, and then I'm like, asking if we...
Imgra is still making the universal shush. And then she points to the staircase.
Okay.
And her plan is just to move very quietly through this room to the staircase, like Scooby-Doo up the up through the room while
Right.
this lady has cucumber slices on her eyes.
Okay. So
All right.
we tiptoe. We have to do a stealth check past her.
I'm going to just continue to apply your previous stealth check.
Okay.
She does not notice, and in fact, she seems. You would guess she's meditating. In fact, upon further reflection, you realize that elves don't sleep; they meditate.
Or apparently drink wine.
Right.
Okay. So is there any tech we need to make to go up these stairs, or?
So there's no door at the bottom of the stairs, but there is a door at the top of the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
So you walk up the stairs carefully, gingerly, stealthily. You reach the top, and there is a door. It is closed. You don't hear any sound coming from the other side. Do you want to check it to see if it's locked?
I do.
It is not locked.
I'm going to try and crack it open.
Something just occurred to me to ask. When you left that rope out the window down below and Aethelflaed climbed up, what did you do with the rope?
We did not pull it up.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, you left it there. Okay.
Easy escape, I guess.
You open the door to the 4th floor. Upon opening the door to this room, you are struck by how incredibly quiet the door is. Turning the doorknob makes no noise whatsoever. Opening the door makes no noise whatsoever. And the room beyond it is completely dark. There is no light whatsoever. And there is no sound whatsoever coming from this room.
Okay. I'm going to use my drift globe to give myself a little bit of light to see in.
You look inside the room. There are so many things happening in this room that it's difficult for you to determine where to look first. The entire floor is a single room, about 40 feet in diameter. Stairs to the south lead up to the 5th floor. Stairs to the north lead down to the 3rd floor where Floralia was. A table with several scrolls stretched out upon it stands against the east wall. Scattered around the room are 8 blocks of gray stone, and in front of each block is a small humanoid-shaped metal figure, perhaps 2 feet tall. Each of them has a label written on them in chalk, Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, etc. Mark 1 is lying on its back in front of the block of stone, pointlessly swinging at the air above it with 2 chisel-tipped arms, making no organized effort to stand up. Mark 2 is standing completely still, its right arm extended as though in mid-swing, about to strike the stone in front of it. Mark 3 is running back and forth across the opposite side of the room, occasionally bumping into the wall. Mark 4 is very slowly pounding on a block of stone and appears to have been doing so for a long time, judging by the hole it has created. Mark 5 is picking up a block of stone, carrying it across the room, dropping it, then picking it up and taking it back again, repeating the process. Mark 8 is pounding on a stone with remarkable speed, sending rock chips and dust flying everywhere. Another unmarked metal figure lies upon the table by the east wall, motionless, next to a large candle, a large red candle. All this is happening in complete silence. There is no sound coming from this room whatsoever. Mark 6 and Mark 7 are more worrying. When you first illuminated the room, they were standing in front of partially demolished blocks of stone, rocking back and forth uncertainly on their cylindrical legs. They slowly turn toward you, then take a hesitant step forward, and then stop.
I think we need to get into this room and shut the door.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
I feel like that there's like a silence spell in this room because, Florelia probably doesn't want a bunch of hammering constantly heard above her, and she is a wizard. And if we have to fight these little auto dwarf things, which as a dwarf I feel very offended, I would like to do it with the door shut.
Okay.
All right. You close the door. They both charge toward you. Roll for initiative. Oof, they got a -1. It is possible. Aethelflaed, what was your initiative?
Rolled a 10. I've got a 3, so 13.
And Imgra, what was your initiative?
7.
All right, Aethelflaed, you get to go first. These creatures are all ignoring you except for these 2 that are charging toward you.
Okay. I come towards them with my short sword and try to swipe at them with the short sword. So
All right.
let's see, it's attack bonus of 5 So 11, and then, so do I hit them with a
So
6?
your attack roll was with all bonuses was an 11.
Yep.
No, that I'm afraid your sword bounces off harmlessly. You would expect it to make a loud clanging noise, but of course nothing happens. Nothing audible happens.
Oh, okay.
And it does not appear in the least bit bothered by your attack. Imgra, what would you like to do?
These are constructs, right?
They are.
So they're my favorite enemy?
I suppose so, yes.
So can I make like an intelligence check to see if there's anything I can figure out about them?
Sure.
18.
You suspect that if these are anything like other kinds of constructs you've heard about, they're probably immune to several types of damage, such as fire, poison, psychic damage. They're probably resistant to non-magical weapons, which means they would take half damage.
Okay.
And things like sleep and charm and frighten and stuff like that, fear, they don't affect them because they're dumb.
Okay.
They're dumb, simple machines, basically.
I'm going to attack one with my hand axe +1 and my light hammer +1
All right.
with my two-handed fighting. All right.
Now, Aethelflaed is next to you, which means both of you benefit from your sneak attack damage if you can land a hit.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one I got total of 13, the second one I got a 6.
The 6 misses. The 13 bounces harmlessly off of it.
Okay.
So now they can roll.
They attempt to attack. So one of them attempts to attack Aethelflaed. Now their arms are swinging at you like pile drivers. They've got these chisel arms that they're trying to hit you with. They don't look very coordinated, however. They look pretty goofy. Aethelflaed, one of them tries to hit you, but you pretty easily jump out of the way of its first attack. The second attack, however, does hit you.
Okay.
And you take 8 damage.
Ooh. Okay.
It does hurt quite a lot.
Ah.
And the other one decides to attack Imgra and misses twice.
Okay.
And we are back to Aethelflaed. What would you like to do?
I want to go ahead and try to attack it again.
Okay.
With the short sword. A 6. And bonus is 5, so that'd be 11.
11.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm afraid that's still a miss. They have pretty high armor class. And Imgra, you're going to attack again?
Yes. I got an 18 and a 13.
And that's including all your bonuses. The 18 is a hit.
Okay.
So roll your damage plus your sneak attack damage.
All right, 6 plus 2. So that's 8.
8 damage to one of them.
I don't know that my hand axe is a finesse weapon, though, so I don't know that I get the sneak attack
Oh, that's true. I'm actually not sure if either of those count as a finesse weapon.
damage. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess you probably don't get sneak attack damage with those.
Yeah.
All right, never mind. All right, so you do... What was your total damage then? Without the sneak
8.
attack? 8. Okay. And it's their turn again. Once again, Aethelflaed, one of them tries to hit you. No luck. They're somewhat clumsy. You just don't want to get hit, because if you do get hit, it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Imgra, you are hit once. It hammers into you for 9 points of damage.
Are we able to talk? Like, when we talk, it doesn't make sound?
It doesn't make any sound.
Okay.
And that brings us back to Aethelflaed. What would you like to do?
Try to attack again. 1.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Here comes the fumble table.
No.
All right, let's see what happens on the critical fumble table. Would you like to roll the percentile or should I?
You can go ahead and roll it.
All right, you swing at this creature. However, your sword bounces off of it and then becomes stuck in the floor.
Oh no.
So your short sword is now stuck in the floor underneath this weird construct. And you're going to have to make a strength check on your turn to remove it.
Okay.
Or you could switch to a different weapon. You could just leave it and switch to a different weapon if you wanted to.
Okay.
All right, and that's your turn. Imgra, what will you do?
Okay. Am I able to, like, free action hand her something?
Sure.
I'm gonna use a free action to hand Aethelflaed one of my potions.
Okay. What are you handing her?
It's a potion of healing,
Okay.
just
Oh,
in
cool.
case.
All right, you toss her a potion of healing.
Thank you.
I don't know how to assign anything else to her, but, I'm just going to give that to her just in case.
Presumably it would be good for her to drink. I think that's pretty clear.
Oh, yeah, okay. And then I'm going to attack.
All right.
I'm going to roll these separately so I can say this is my hand axe, this is my hammer. Hand axe, ooh, it did not hit. My light hammer got an 18.
That's a hit.
Okay, damage is 5.
All right. It's starting to get a little worn down. It's moving even more awkwardly now, but it still has plenty of life left in it. You can see that the one that keeps picking up and carrying a stone back and forth across the room walks right behind them and ignores them. They get to go. Oh, Aethelflaed, it badly whiffed against you. It's like it doesn't have any clue what it's doing. It's treating you almost as though you were a block of stone. Imgra, you are hit once for 8 damage again.
Okay. Ingrid looks beaten up, but she's all right.
And that brings us back to Aethelflaed. What would you like to do?
Okay, is taking the potion a turn?
It's an action, yes.
Okay.
You could move, but moving away from them would probably trigger an attack of opportunity. But drinking the potion does take up your attack action or, another kind of action you want to do.
Okay, I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay. You get 2d4 plus 2.
Okay. 4, 3 and a 1, so 4 plus 2, 6.
All right, you get 6 hit points back.
Okay.
That's better. Imgra?
I'm going to attack. 21 with the hand axe.
Oh, that's a hit.
And a 19 with the light hammer.
Both hits.
All right.
Nice.
And then I got a 7 damage total.
Between the two of them?
Yes.
They both get plus 2s, don't they?
Yes. But I got a 1 and a 2.
Oh, no.
So, yeah.
Oh, unfortunate. All right. Well, this one's getting pretty worn down. It looks like it's glitching a little bit. Its right arm is catching a little bit when it tries to pound that chisel arm at you. But they keep going. Aethelflaed, again, you're getting used to this now. You're jumping out of the way pretty easily. Yep, they miss both of you. And at the same time, behind them, the block-carrying construct switches direction and starts walking behind them again. And the one that is flopping around on his back manages to flop a little bit closer to a block and is now trying to sort of stab at it from the side. He's given up punching the air and is now kind of punching at this block from the side for absolutely no purpose whatsoever, not accomplishing anything. And the other ones are continuing to do the same stuff they were doing before. You can see that the one that is punching at the block very quickly, Mark 8, it is sending rock chips and dust flying everywhere, and it looks like it's going to demolish this rock soon. There's not a lot left of this thing. And that brings us back to Aethelflaed.
Okay, I will do an attack roll.
With what?
Let me go with the rapier. 17 plus...
That's a hit.
Yeah. Attack bonus is 5. So.
Yes, 22. That's definitely a hit.
All right. So D8.
Yeah, you do get your sneak attack damage this time.
Oh, cool. Okay. So I would roll the D8 and then the D6, right?
Correct.
Let's see. 4 plus 3, so that's 7 damage. Mm-hmm.
Are you hitting the same one that Imgra has been hitting, or are you going to hit the one that's been trying to hit you?
The one that's trying to hit me, is he coming towards me?
He's been standing right in front of you the whole time,
Okay.
just punching the air.
Oh, I'm going to go after the one that's been...
That she's been beating on?
Yeah.
All right. With a slash from the rapier, several chunks of metal fall off of it, and it looks like it is really in bad shape now. It's probably not going to last much longer. Although you do notice that your weapon, being a non-magical weapon, doesn't seem to cause as much harm as you think it ought to have. It is resistant, but you did still cause a decent amount of harm to it. Imgra, this one looks like it's in rough shape.
Okay, I will attack. This is a 16 with my hand axe, 13 with my light hammer.
16 is a hit.
Okay,
13
and that
is
damage is 5.
5 points of damage. Oh, it is just barely holding together. There are little bits of metal flakes holding this thing structured together, but it's still going.
I spit at it.
All right, Aethelflaed, you are hit again, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Diverting your attention to help Imgra out, I'm afraid, allowed it to sneak through your defenses, and you take 6 points of damage.
Okay.
How does Aethelflaed look?
Not great, but she's not right on the verge of dying.
A little roughed up.
Imgra, you also take a hit.
Okay.
From the one that is that's about to fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
You take 10 points of damage.
Ooh.
Okay.
And it is your turn, Aethelflaed.
Well, I also have Potion of Healing. Can
You
I
do.
hand her one?
You could, or you could just drink it yourself. Either one, yes.
Well, she looks like she's in pretty bad shape right now, so.
She's not in as bad shape as you're in.
Okay. All right, I'll take a potion of healing as part of my turn.
All right, 2d4 plus 2.
6, 8. So I get 8.
You're in good shape again. You're back up to full, actually.
Cool. Can I hand her potion on the same turn, or do I need to wait for my
I'll
next
let you
turn?
toss her a potion, sure.
Okay.
That brings us to Imgra.
I cast Cure Wounds on myself. 1d8.
Plus nothing?
Oh, plus your spellcasting ability modifier, so plus my wisdom.
Yes.
Okay. Oh gosh. I got a 3.
No.
Yeah.
3 including your bonus?
Yes.
Oh,
Because
boy.
I rolled 1. Doing those good damage rolls, you know?
Mm-hmm.
/ healing rolls.
All right, it's their turn again. Oh, Aethelflaed, this one, the one that has not been hit yet is just, it's not very good at hitting you. It only does it every once in a while. Oh, and we have a critical fumble from the injured one. Let's see what happens. Okay, so similar to what happened to Aethelflaed, this construct that is punching at Imgra attempts to punch at her leg, misses, and gets its arm stuck in the floor. And Aethelflaed, it is now your turn.
Okay. I'm going to try to attack it again.
Okay.
Or attack this one with the rapier.
All right.
I get a 17.
That is a hit.
Okay. D8.
A D8 and a D6.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And plus 3, I think you said.
Yep, for 3 piercing. All right, we got a 2, 6, so 8, 11.
11. All right, it is destroyed. With one more slash from your rapier, the last few flakes of metal holding it together fall to the ground, and it just stops moving. So that's one down.
All right.
There's the other one, however, the other one is uninjured so far, and it is still punching in Aethelflaed's direction.
I'm going to attack that one now. All right, that's a 14, and that's a 19.
The 19 is a hit.
Okay. That one I got 3 points of damage.
It attempts to attack Aethelflaed, and it hits you one time for 7 points of damage. I'm rolling real low on these hits. You're getting real lucky.
I know.
The Mark 8 has now finished his demolition of this stone he's been working on. He goes over to Mark 4's stone that it's very slowly pounding on and just starts hammering on it very quickly. And now it is Aethelflaed's turn.
Okay. The way it's hitting me, I guess I'll use my turn to take my last potion of healing. 1 and 3, so 4 plus 2, you said?
Yep, 14
6.
total now. Great.
Okay.
And Imgra, it's your turn.
I'm going to attack the one that has been attacking Aethelflaed again. Ooh, that was not going to hit. 7. And that one, it will hit. It's 22.
All right, 22 is a hit. Roll your damage.
It's 3 damage.
3, oh my goodness.
I'm going to use the new D4.
All right. This one tries attacking again. Uh-oh, we have a natural 20. A miss. So, damage to Aethelflaed is... Oh, okay, you got lucky. 9.
Ooh, so I'm at a 4 right now.
I have 5. You were at 14, take away 9, you have 5.
Oh, okay.
I rolled a 1 and a 4 plus 5 for damage, so you got really lucky there. It could have been 21 points of damage, but it was not. And Aethelflaed, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna roll to attack. 13.
With your bonuses?
Oh, 18.
Always add your bonuses. So 18 is a hit.
I'm going to attack with the rapier again.
Yep.
D8. This isn't considered a sneak attack, though, right?
It is.
Oh, okay.
Because it has your friend next to it.
13.
That is a lot of damage. Unfortunately, it's halved, but still, that's a good hit. Even halved, that's a good hit. All right, with a strong slash from the rapier, you begin working on severing one of those arms. Imgra, it's your turn.
I cast Cure Wounds on Aethelflaed.
All right, 1d8 plus your wisdom bonus.
All right, this time it was much better, and you get healed for 10.
Ooh, 15. She's back up to full. She just keeps yo-yoing up and down and
I
up and down and up and
know.
down. And now it's the construct's turn. No, not even close. Aethelflaed, it is making a vain attempt to punch at you. You jump out of the way, and it is now Aethelflaed's turn.
All right, I'm gonna roll to attack. 8.
No, afraid that misses. Imgra, is there anything you'd like to do?
Yeah, Ingra's gonna attack. Critical fail,
Oh no.
followed by 22.
Make a DC 10 dex save.
Okay.
You save. You didn't fall prone. So nothing happens, basically. You
Okay.
just missed. And the other attack was also a miss?
It was a 22.
Oh, that's a hit. Oh, yes.
It hits for 4.
4 points of damage. And now it is its turn. A miss and a miss. And in the background, Mark 4 quits punching at the block in front of it that Mark 8 is quickly annihilating. Mark 3 is running randomly across the room still, but this time he bumps into the wall and changes direction and comes somewhat close to the construct that you guys are fighting, but misses it and turns around and runs the other way. In other words, there's chaos going on behind this construct that you are fighting. And that brings us back to Aethelflaed.
All right, I'll roll to attack. 18.
That's a hit.
All right, D8. So 10 total.
All right. Another vicious stab from Aethelflaed, and there's another decent chunk carved out of this construct. Imgra, it's your turn.
Gonna hit. Apparently gonna miss. And then I'm gonna hit.
All right.
20 has a 2, a 6 total, and then a 20. With not a crit, but a natural 20.
All right. What's the damage?
And damage for my light hammer will be 3. Yay.
3. So it's a hit. I mean, you pounded on top of its lumpy head bump.
Slowly chipping.
Yeah, it doesn't enjoy it. I mean, well, it doesn't really care one way or the other, actually, but it certainly isn't good for it. And it attempts to attack Aethelflaed. There's a hit, not a critical, but a hit for 8 points of damage.
All right.
And it is. Let's see what else goes on in the background. So behind it, Mark 5 is still picking up the block of stone and carrying it back and forth. Mark 8 is finishing up that block of stone and moving on to the next one. Mark 3 again runs close to the one that you're fighting, which is Mark 7, but it does not bump into Mark 7. It just runs by and then runs away again. And it is back to Aethelflaed.
All right, I'll roll to attack. 8 plus 5 is 13.
That is a miss. And Imgra.
Imgra sounds a little like Tara, because she's just gonna hit. Alright, she got a 15 and a 19.
The 15 is a near miss. Your hammer bounces off, glances off of it, but the 19 is a hit.
Alright, 5.
And it attempts to hammer Aethelflaed. It misses. And let's see what the crazy running around construct... The running around construct, Mark 3, that has been running back and forth across the room, suddenly runs into Mark 7. And does no damage to it. But Mark 7 turns around. And it is now Aethelflaed's turn.
All right, I'll roll to attack. And 16.
That is a hit. Just barely a hit, but it's a hit.
14.
14. All right, a solid hit with the creature's back turned to you. You slash across it, carving off a big chunk of metal. And it ignores you. Ingra, it's your turn.
Alright, I will hit the one that is not ignoring us right now. I'm going to attempt to hit it, but I got an 11 and an 8.
They are both misses. Now, it attempts to attack the construct that ran into it. And it misses twice. And the construct that ran into it attempts to attack it back. And critically fumbles. Oh. As a free action, your opponent may immediately make one melee attack with advantage against you as a reaction. So, the one that you've been beating on sees an opening. Mark 7, the one you've been beating on, sees an error in how Mark 3 is swinging at it, and takes advantage of it, and gets an attack with advantage. And hits, doing that much damage. So now these two are beginning to pound on each other, but Mark 3 seems awfully clumsy. And it is Aethelflaed's turn.
The one that's pretty clumsy, I'll go ahead and attack that one.
That's the uninjured one.
Oh,
That's one that just sort of ran up and bumped into the one you'd been fighting.
Okay.
And it had been running back and forth across the room pointlessly, then bounced off the wall and ran into the one that you've been fighting. And then they started fighting each other. So there's the injured one, and then there's this other one that has not yet been injured. Well, sorry, it's been slightly injured by the one you've been fighting.
So they're occupying each other at this
point,
point,
right? They are at the
right?
moment, yes.
And the other one is distracted as well, so we're no longer targets.
That's right. Neither of them
Okay.
is trying to hit you right now.
And the objective in this room, I motion over to Ingra to see if she wants to go through the door.
I'll remind you of the other stuff that was in the room.
Okay.
In addition to the 8 auto-dwarves or constructs in the room, there was also a table with some scrolls on it on the east wall and stairs leading up to the 5th floor.
I can go 25 feet a turn,
Correct.
so I'm within a turn to move over to the desk,
Sure.
right? Okay. I move over to the desk and take the scrolls.
Okay. All right, you take the scrolls, just glancing at them while you pick them up. They appear to be notes on design for these things.
Okay.
We'll just stay in initiative for the moment. Imgra, what do you want to do?
I'm going to investigate the room.
Your investigation bonus is 2. So looking around the room, the plans that Aethelflaed clutched, they look like they are plans for the design of the Auto-Dwarf, and you would guess that they have gone through several iterations or different versions, and beyond the ones that you've seen here. The room doesn't really have anything in it aside from these blocks of stone and the whatever silence effect has been imposed on it.
So there was a candle in the room?
There is a red candle on the table that the plans were on, that the notes were on.
Is it lit?
No.
Do I know anything about the candle?
No, you don't know anything about the candle.
Are there any drawers to the desk or anything?
No, it's just a table. All right, that's your turn, I guess. And the 2 constructs will hammer at each other for a little bit here. The clumsy one manages somehow to land 2 blows on the one that you had been fighting, destroying it. Good old Mark III resumes running back and forth across the room, bumping into the wall. Also on the table, I think I mentioned this, but I'll mention it again. On the table where the notes were is an unmarked metal figure like the ones that you've seen in here. This one's not labeled with a mark number. It's not moving. It's just laying still on top of this table. They're about 2 feet tall.
Does it look more advanced than the others?
Let's see. You would say it looks more primitive.
Okay.
Yeah, it's lying next to the candle, and then there are the stairs going up.
I'm going to go to the stairs.
All right, there are stairs leading up. There's no door at the bottom of the stairs, but there is a door at the top of the stairs.
I check to see if it's locked.
It is not. No, it is. It is locked, yes.
Okay. I'm going to try and pick the lock. I got a 11.
No, it's still locked.
I motion to Aethelflaed.
Okay. I follow behind her. So I try to pick the lock as well. And got a 20.
All right, you figure out the secret of this lock pretty quickly, and it pops open. The door is unlocked. There is a little bit of light coming from underneath the door. Are you going to open the door?
Yep.
All right, so this floor is another one that's all one room. Stairs to the south that you just came up lead down to the 4th floor. Stairs to the north lead up to the observation level on top of the tower. And there is a magical chandelier glowing dimly in the middle of the room. All around the room are stacks of paintings and art supplies. Most of the paintings depict views of the surrounding area, probably from the top of the tower. Some of them are portraits of people you don't recognize, though they look to be common folk rather than nobility. In other words, there are landscapes and there are portraits up here, but there are stacks of them. And there are also paint supplies. There's an easel. There's a stool for sitting on while painting. It's like an art room.
Can I check to see if I recognized any of the paintings of anyone?
Sure. You want to investigate the room?
Yep.
All right, your investigation bonuses.
There's a 1.
Yep, 1 and 2. All right, Immigra, you think this room is worthless, but Aethelflaed, upon looking around a little bit more carefully, you decide, number 1, that the landscapes are better than the portraits. Whoever's doing all this painting is a better landscape painter than a portrait painter. The portraits were each painted with a location somewhere around New Tower. So these were the portraits. You don't know if they were actually painted at that location, but the people in the portrait have been painted as though they were standing in front of some location here in New Tower. None of the paintings are labeled aside from having been signed with just the letter F. That's all you find with this quick search.
Any drawers or anything to
No,
look
there's
at?
no table or anything in here. There's just stacks of paintings, which you have briefly looked through. I'm assuming you guys are doing things in a bit of a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to slow down and take a lot of time, then let me know and you can do a more thorough search.
And there's a window here?
There is a window, and then there is a chandelier.
Do I see any of the views from the paintings when I look out the window?
Yes, you see some views that are similar, although you suspect they were actually painted from up on the observation level above.
Okay. I'm going to search a little more.
Take more time? Okay. In the back of a stack of paintings, you find a portrait of what appears to be a metal humanoid, a familiar-looking one. And it is difficult to get a sense of perspective from the picture, but because you've seen them, you know that this creature is probably about 2 feet high. It has thick cylindrical legs, and its arms end in flat edges that remind you of masonry chisels. It has a featureless lump where a head would be. And there is a piece of parchment pinned to the bottom of the painting. Several lines of writing on it have been crossed through. One line says, Chisel Golem. Another says, Self-Motivating Auto Chisel. Another one says, Florelia's Fantastic Stoneworker. And the last line below that has not been crossed through, and it says, Auto Dwarf.
Okay. I take that painting.
Okay. Are you going to take it on its frame, or are you going to roll it up?
I'm going to roll it up.
All right, you roll up the painting, and then there are stairs going up, but there's really nothing else of interest up here.
I'm ready to go upstairs.
Aethelflaed, you don't notice anything new about the paintings, but you do notice that there are some torches moving toward the building outside.
I motion over to Ingra that I think someone's coming, and motion towards the door that we need to hurry up and go towards the door and possibly hide.
Imgra, what are you going to do? You're no longer silenced, by the way. This floor is not silent. The silence ended when you exited the floor below.
But we're probably are we able to whisper?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, you're far away from anybody.
Okay.
Plus, there's a silenced floor between you and Florelia.
Yeah.
So I tell her, I was like, I think there's someone coming. We need to hide quick. I see torches.
I'm going to look out the window and see if torches are just like casually coming, like someone's visiting the tower, or if it's like they saw a rope.
As you look out the window, you can see that there are some guards outside, and one of them is gesturing at the tower, and there are 2 other guards who are strolling up and inspecting the area.
Trying to determine whether we should go up or down. If we went up, was there anything nearby that we could jump to?
Well, if you go up to the 6th floor, the nearest building is a 2-story building.
Okay.
That's quite a ways down.
Yes, that would be bad.
You could try climbing down the tower, though.
Do you have rope?
I thought you had one in your adventurer's pack or something.
Yep. Yeah, I do. I
Okay.
do. Yep. How long is a rope?
50 feet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And we're fine. Okay, yeah, I use the rope.
Oh,
Or I hand the rope to...
You going to go out the window, or are you going up to the 6th floor?
How far up are we right now?
You are about 60-ish feet. 60, 55 feet.
Okay. Is there a window that's not facing where guards are coming towards us?
No.
Okay.
They're on the side of the building where you left the rope before, and that's where the windows are on this floor as well. They're
Okay.
facing east.
Can we open the windows?
You can.
I say we start looking for a place to tie this rope so that when they're not there, we can escape.
Okay. Do we need to roll for that? Save.
You can roll for a rope tying just to make sure it's good and secure.
18.
Yep, it's a nicely tied rope. You open the windows. Let's see if anybody notices. Yes. One of the guards says, "What? Did you see something up there? Florelia, is everything okay?"
I look at Aethelflaed because Imgra does not think she can do that voice.
So I think I'll go. I motion over to Ingra that we should probably hide because we don't have any time to escape, and I'm at 8 health, so I'm thinking gotta hide.
You don't answer in any way, though. Okay. So the guards all, as far as you can tell, run into the building.
Okay.
And you can hear the front door of the building open, and you can hear some shouting way down below.
Okay. I throw that rope out the window.
Oh, okay. You throw the rope out the window. What are you going to do now?
Climb down the rope.
You climb down the rope. Okay. You climb down the rope. As you climb down the rope, you're climbing down from the 5th level. So you're climbing below the 5th level, past the 4th floor. The 4th floor was where the auto drawers were. There's no way to see inside that floor. You reach the 3rd floor, which was Florelia's floor, and you can see that she is no longer in her room. She has apparently left the room. I assume you continue down?
Mm-hmm.
All right, you reach the second floor. And you can see as you reach the second floor, which was the room where you drugged Hendrik, the half-elf, you can see as you reach that window that there are, actually you can hear as you get close, you can hear that the guards are in there arguing, talking to Florelia, and trying to rouse Hendrik. So you are now above that window. What do you want to do?
Hold onto the rope and try and, like, wall walk to the side of the window.
Okay. All right. I'm going to say make an athletics check and try to do this feat where you walk around the window.
20.
20.
Unnatural.
All right.
Nice.
And Aethelflaed, I assume you want to repeat the performance.
Yep. Ooh, 9.
9. Okay. Well, it's not that hard. You are not quite as stealthy about it. Does anyone notice? No one notices. So you both slip past the window. You can grab onto the rope you left before to make the last 10 feet. And you make it down to the ground. Now what?
Peace. we get cut and run.
Where are we going?
Into the darkness, like
right.
Just away from the tower.
Into an alley, the nearest alley that's very dark. All right, you have succeeded. You've managed to get a bunch of information away from this tower. What are you going to do now? Aethelflaed, there was talk of compensation for this.
Yeah. I was like, what's in it for my part in this?
Let's get somewhere. Let's go back to the inn and we'll split the money and I'll pay you your half.
So you head back to the Pilgrim's Rest, back up to Aethelflaed's room. So how are you dividing up your spoils?
What did I offer her as payment?
You didn't offer her anything. You just asked her if she'd be interested.
Yeah, I'm not too sharp on stuff, so I'm like, yeah, I'll go
She
on.
didn't ask.
She's the easiest person to hire ever.
I know.
All right. Well, I got 2 platinum. I can give her 1.
All right. You give her a
I
platinum
got
piece?
73 gold.
Yeah, you have 73 gold, yeah.
And so I give her 35.
All right, you give her 35 gold.
36 gold.
36 gold,
Ooh,
all right.
Nice. Okay.
I have that letter opener. But I can't really split that one.
No, you can't really split a letter opener.
Can I appraise the letter opener?
Yeah, let's do an intelligence check.
7.
You think that it's, because it's silver, it's valuable, but you don't know any more than that. It's probably worth at least 20 gold. Could be more than that. It's a nicely crafted piece.
Probably best to not be in town with this.
Okay.
What does that mean? You're giving it to her, or you're leaving town with it, or what does that mean?
I'm telling Aethelflaed that it would be dangerous to carry around, and probably to convince her to just give it up.
All right, and I don't fight her on it really.
Okay.
I just say, all right. And what about what we found? I mean, am I ever gonna see you again, or are you gonna join in with us? Does this have anything to do with the God's River? I just start spouting off a bunch of questions.
I think that the aqueducts have to do with the broken river, but if I see you again, I will hire you. But these scrolls and maps, the copy of the map I need to take to the people who hired me.
All right, and with that, Imgra walks out of the room and disappears into the darkness. Aethelflaed, a bit worse for wear. I guess it's time for you to try to get some rest.
Sleep, yes.
That was a rough night.
I'm at an 8.
So I think we'll stop there with Aethelflaed trying to get some rest after her exciting night. And so Aethelflaed's tour of the tower ended with a well-earned rest. But what exciting burgling lies in Aethelflaed's future? Find out in the next episode of The Adventures of Aethelflaed.